Did Tennessee's secondary get exposed? Not exposed. What would that be? Did Tennessee's secondary get exposed? And it's 4 downs. And we get to it right now. Coop, what should people do?
Yeah.
Nope, that's the wrong guy. 4 downs, brought to you by our good friends at Work Trucks. We'll begin again. As Cooper, what should people do?
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
First down is this, John.
Coop here. First down.
Did Tennessee's secondary get exposed against Arkansas?
I thought it did somewhat. That was a questionable area going into the season. And we saw something in the first 4 games. Granted, Tennessee had a great pass rush, but I thought the secondary played well. However, the secondary wasn't really tested. I didn't know that Arkansas would test it that well, but Arkansas threw for 297 yards. I give Bobby Petrino a lot of credit for, we've been talking about Tennessee's offensive game plan, flawed as it was against Arkansas. I give Bobby Petrino on the other side a lot of credit. I thought he did a nice job with Taylon Green. And the secondary didn't really make any plays. And that would have helped Tennessee's cause quite a bit.
Caleb, was Tennessee's secondary exposed against Arkansas?
No, because I thought Tennessee secondary, we agreed it was questionable. And I think we also agreed that going into the year that this wasn't the type of secondary that was going to win you games. We just thought it would be better than 2023, 2022, where it would be serviceable. And I did think it was somewhat serviceable in this game. I mean, guys, Arkansas scored 19 points. And that last touchdown was because the front 7 was so gassed because they were on the field all the time because the offense couldn't get anything going. So I can't knock the secondary too much, because if this were last year's team, or particularly the 2022 team, given the flow of that game, if that had happened in 2022, that secondary would have given up 7 touchdowns.
Well, a counterpoint to that, Caleb, I thought Arkansas left a lot on the table. I mean, Taylon Green is not an elite passer. He completes about 53% of his passes. There were passes that were there where the receiver was open and he underthrew them. He just didn't make the plays. One play should have been for a touchdown. So I just think a better passer would have really, to use Dave's word, exposed Tennessee's secondary much more than Taylon Green. But that's as well as I've seen Taylon Green, as productive as I've seen him throwing the ball. And I've watched Arkansas in 3 or 4 games.
Was Tennessee's secondary exposed against Arkansas is our poll question. Yes, nearly 300 passing yards versus Arkansas allowed. No other issues afoot. What down, Coop?
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
All right. Tennessee's defensive secondary, no interceptions against Arkansas when you do have a rather erratic quarterback. John, how disconcerting was that?
Well, I just think against Arkansas, you would think Tennessee would make some plays based on Taylon Green's history. He made some nice throws. I'm not saying he has ability, but he's been very erratic throwing the ball. He was that way at Boise State. He's this way now. I thought he's better rolling out, and I thought Tennessee didn't do a good job of containing him. That's on the front end, not the back end. Arkansas doesn't have elite receivers. They're just okay.
Tennessee only has 2 interceptions this year. One came off the Will Brooks tip interception, which is kind of fluky. Caleb, is that par for a course? But for the course because the front has controlled the game so much? Or do you say to yourself, just 2 interceptions? I mean, that's 12th best in the SEC. Only Mississippi State is worse. It's not good if they're supposed to be this ball hawking group of defensive backs that we've talked about.
Well, no, I don't think it's as concerning as we thought, because we thought the safeties would be the bigger concern for Tennessee going into the year. And the safeties is where you usually get your interceptions, and the corners are the ones that try to shut down the field. Jamal McCoy has one of the picks. He's not going to get a lot more picks the rest of the year. Nobody's going to throw his way. And I mean, I think he's that good. And so I think because the corners are the stronger part of this secondary, I think that means that your interceptions aren't going to be that common.
Portions of the program brought to you by the UPS Store Hardin Valley, here to help individuals and small businesses by offering a wide range of products and services, locally owned and operated, conveniently located at 10629 Hardin Valley Road, 10629 Hardin Valley Road. The link is right below. We're on third down, correct, Coop?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
I'm going to give you the answer to this one. Where's Boobie Carter?
You want to take that, John?
John?
I don't know where he is.
I mean, not at the very moment, but
no, I know. But when you say that, I mean, did he even play against Arkansas? I don't remember his name being called.
I just pulled his name up on Twitter, and there's a picture of him in on one play in Arkansas, but that's all I got.
Well, here's the issue with Boobie Carter. I mean, it was pretty obvious that Tennessee was trying to make certain players happy in the Chattanooga game, in which Boobie Carter played extensively against his hometown team. So did Ethan Davis. But I'm going to tell you right now that he's a little immature, and I think Tennessee is a little bit conservative because they are loaded up, as they believe, and Caleb said, for this year. John, I think Tennessee's coaching staff, which I'll get to, has been a little bit too conservative across the board.
Yeah, that's fair. Tennessee, look, you go back overall, when you're talking about coaching overall, and this goes back to offense, I guess, but even in the Oklahoma game, I understood Josh Heupel's strategy. I thought it was founded in fact, and it was well-based against Oklahoma. A weak Oklahoma offense, so you're not really threatened by the Oklahoma offense. Oklahoma's offensive line was bunged up, so was its receiving core. So he thought he could play a very conservative game against Oklahoma, and that worked. But it's almost like the same thing applied against Arkansas, which was better offensively, which not only had its offensive line was better, its running backs were better, and its quarterback was better. So
who played?
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, it was just like Tennessee kind of was playing not to lose.
Agreed. Boo played 39 snaps. And if you remember, Christian Harrison was knocked out of the game for a little bit, so I'm sure Boo went in for him. John, our fourth down question is going to be...
I just want to point out, before we get to fourth down, Boo also generated some headlines. Apparently, he was chirping with a lot of the Arkansas players before the game, and he put on his socials last week, B to A Part 5. Apparently, that stands for Belt to A Word, Part 5.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
He was talking.
That wasn't B too bright at all. I did see that last week. The guy has the maturity of Caleb's 3-month-old.
That 3-month-old is very mature, and he's 4 now. Okay, he's 4 months old.
4 months old. I'm sorry. By the way, if you want to throw some cash into the super chat, that will go to Caleb Calhoun's son Quincy, who is 4-month-old, his college fund, assuming that Caleb doesn't gamble it away. There is no gamble when you go with work trucks, if we can pull that up. All about trucks that are actually available, trucks that help you maximize your profits by having the right work vehicle available. Time is money. The perfect work vehicle doesn't break down, has all the space to carry what you need. That's what Work Trucks is intent on offering, while other dealerships just can't do it. Contracting is about time. Work Trucks saves you time with less back and forth trips. Trucks that pass the highest standards to be put to work. Process quick and easy when choosing a vehicle for work trucks, cargo vans, utility body trucks with an app-hide work bodies installed, pickup trucks of all sizes, and anything special like cranes or dump trucks. Work Trucks supplies vehicles to people just like you and get you back on the road tomorrow. No dealership runaround. If you're a contractor, you need to know Work Trucks, and that's a fact. Service industry, remember Work Trucks. Work Trucks carries the trucks that your business has to have. You need Work Trucks, Clinton Highway in Knoxville, downtown Birmingham, for the entire inventory. Go online to worktrucksllc.com with an X, worktrucksllc.com. Don't chance your future in business on the wrong piece of equipment that burns your time. Worktrucksllc.com. They'll find the perfect vehicle you have to have. They'll fit your needs to a T when they outfit it. Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com. Proud supporters of the Tennessee Vols. What down, Coop?
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. 4th down.
All right, here's the $1 million question. Whether or not you believe Tennessee's secondary was exposed to get against Arkansas, I think we would all agree that the skilled position players are better for Florida, that Graham Mertz and DJ Lagway, despite the fact that they're pushing them in and out, which could affect their effectiveness, I believe are better as a combo unit than what Tennessee faced in Taylon Green. So, John, can the Gators exploit Tennessee's secondary?
Well, maybe. I think it will depend on how well they can handle Tennessee's pass rush. Arkansas's offensive line played better than I thought it would. I would have never thought going into that game that Arkansas's offensive line would outperform Tennessee's. I'd watched Arkansas earlier, but it did. Florida doesn't have the running backs that Arkansas did, and Graham Mertz doesn't throw the deep ball. He's not the running threat that Taylon Green is. He has the ability, which he did last season against Tennessee, is kind of throw those short passes, control the ball and the clock, run the clock, but with short passes and move the chains. I don't think of I noticed who was the guy, a freshman wide receiver for Florida, Eli Badger, I think's his name. I wasn't really that familiar with him. He played really well against UCF. I was watching the replay. I'm wondering if they will get back. Who's their star receiver that was hurt? Is it Eugene Wilson? Is that right? I don't know.
Sounds right.
He was a freshman last year, had 6 catches early in the game, and then and was injured and sat out the rest of the game against Tennessee. Florida still won. I think Florida's problems could be on defense against Tennessee, but what we saw in the secondary, Graham Mertz is extraordinarily accurate. The last 2 games, he's completed about 85% of his passes, and DJ Lagway in much less time and fewer passes has also been accurate. So yeah, that is a concern.